Now, in the videos that I've done in the past, I focused a lot on my perception of the game, on what I think about the game, on how I feel about the game. But here's the thing, okay? I'm not a main Final Fantasy XIV player. Actually, I have become, but I'm not... I don't have that extensive much gameplay. Like, I have, what, 67 days playtime or something? In the period of 3 fucking years. I have not completed Endwalker and all those things. But what do you think? What does the community think, you know? And here we have some comments, you know, there was a conversation sparked up in the comment section of my YouTube video, which is called like my honest confession from a WoW gamer, which is arguably what I am, what I have been for 14 years, right? It's not as much as, you know, every individual comment, but what I utterly adored here is how people responded to the comments and how you have different points of view, how you have different perspectives, okay? And this is what I'm gonna be addressing. What you guys think about the game. How you guys feel. And we're gonna start by a message from Dixie Bell, who is a person that has commented to more than one of my videos, okay? Now, they say that their only criticism for Final Fantasy XIV is that the end game consists of two things, raiding and role-playing, okay? There needs to be more replayability of content. We don't have Eureka anymore or Bosha. We don't have any ways to obtain gear outside of raiding. There needs to be content designed to keep you playing the game or you just burn out and quick. 4-month content cycles are too long for 4 raid bosses and a trial. The new dungeons were a good idea, but implemented to play it once and never do it again. No reason to replay them as a for rewards, right? Now, before we jump into the responses of my community, I will give you guys my honest opinion right here. See, what you're saying here, Mr. or Miss Dixie Bell, is a double-edged sword. Allow me to explain. On the one hand, I get your fascination and your excitement about the game. I get that you want to play more, right? But there is a difference between wanting to play more and be giving this opportunity to play more and being, within quotes of course, forced to log in and play. Allow me to explain. You mentioned raiding and roleplay, right? First of all, I do not believe that this is the case because there are many blue quests that you can do, you know, Blue Cross quest lines that have unlockable content. There are many other quests that you can do in the world in general. But let's, for the sake of argument, agree that you have done all these quests, you have done all this content. How many games can you say that you have put thousands upon thousands of hours and you still have things to do? What I'm trying to say is that it's a good thing. It's a good thing to finish the game. And I don't know if it is healthy for the game or for any MMO for that matter to have infinite replayability, because infinite replayability will always come with a cost. Hello, Spectre84. For example, let's take World of Warcraft's Mythic Plus system, okay? Now, many people of the player base, they adore the Mythic Plus system, right? I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it because I don't think that anything needs to motivate you to play the game for, like, you know, drain your money, like force you to stay subscribed. Hello, Eagle Series. You also have one of the comments in this particular video. We will address your comment as well, live on Twitch, as we do right now. So I think it's a double-edged sword, and I don't think that you want to go to the other side. Maybe the grass looks greener on the other side, but trust me, as someone that has been in infinite gameplay via anima power, via azerite power, via artifact power, via legendaries, via farm this, from that, you don't want that. Sounds good, doesn't work, okay? Trust me on this, my bro. Or if you don't trust me, you know, you believe whatever you will, whatever you believe. Now, one person responds to my guy, Dixie Bell right here, or my girl, I don't know what, you know, like I use the term guy as a gender neutral, of course. Well said, you perhaps are a long-time veteran. If so, yes, you would fall under the burnout or quit for a while sort of people. I feel that quitting the game and coming back with extra determination or extra passion about the game is something really good. Why would you feel the need to stay subscribed? Why would you feel the need to play one game all year long? It's not healthy for you. Like, I've said it before, you are not married to your MMO. You should be able to explore other games. And if you don't enjoy it that much, quit. Try another game. If you enjoy too much, maybe make a second character, you know? You say that it's a really hard balance and you can't say that either side is wrong. Yeah, you cannot. which side can lead to more burnout and put this unhealthy mindset of you feeling like an one-game Andy, though, Spectre84. I believe that trying to motivate the players to just log in every day and do stuff every day and play more of that game will lead into a pseudo... not OCD, a pseudo need to play. Not a desire to play, but a need to play, right? It depends on the person, absolutely, but you can see how it can feel forced, you know? I like doing new content, you say, when it comes out and just logging on once or twice a week to raid with friends. I have so many games to play. This is my perception as well, this is my opinion as well, Mr. T1H. And I personally took a 6-month hiatus during Heavensward. I've been playing for 2-3 days a week ever since. Yeah, I think that this is more healthy. Because, here's the thing, okay? Let's say that you take a break from FF, and you go out and try ESO, Guild Wars, World of Warcraft, whatever the fuck you try, right? You enrich your perception of MMOs in general. So, New World, Ashes of Creation, when it comes out, the right MMO, when you come back, you have all these extra things that you saw in the other games, and you're like, you know what if we could bring that? So you can do the feedback and tell the developers about what you experienced in the other games, right? And they can implement that into the game and make Final Fantasy XIV an even better game. If you play only one game, you are dogmatic to that one game, you don't experience other games, so your opinion is very one-sided, very limited, you know, very linear. And I don't think that you benefit, like we, as a player base, I don't think we benefit from those things. There definitely could be more stuff to do, but it shouldn't feel mandatory. Maybe several different ways to gain gear of the same level. Variety, instead of doing the same thing over and over, you say. Yes, but then people will always choose the path of least resistance. It's a good to have a set goal, in my opinion. Because if you have Mythic Plus and if you have Raiding and they both give the same gear, why would you do Raiding when it's easier to do Mythic Plus? Why would you do Mythic Plus if it is easier to raid? You know, you will always pick the path of least resistance. That's what player bases do. I've been logging on nearly every day for Final Fantasy, to Final Fantasy XIV, says Spectre84, for 1.5 years now, and sometimes I feel lost, burned out. In these times, I force myself to play something else because I don't want to feel a chore to log in. And after a few days, I get the itch to log back in again. And this sounds healthy to me. Because by trying the other game, you get some ideas, you come back, and you experience a different game. Like, in my opinion, when you stop playing FF, maybe you shouldn't even try another MMO. Maybe you should try a single player game, you know? Check out another end of the spectrum. Check out another game. Maybe go play FPS. Maybe go play MOBAs. Maybe go try out something different, you know? You're a gamer in the end, right? And you need to enrich your perception, I believe. Now, our person, Mr. Bird here, says, well, I do miss... let me zoom in a bit because I'm actually fucking blind, alright? There we go. While I do miss spending days grinding on Eureka Boja, the last thing I want is Final Fantasy XIV to go the way of World of Warcraft, where you feel chained to not miss any kind of daily, weekly, whatever lockout, and always do these month-long grinds and other chores just to keep up on the expansion that they have clearly designed to be spaced out until it lasts for the next update. Now, you guys here are seeing the exact opposite end of the spectrum. Whereas Final Fantasy XIV is like, you know what, do whatever the fuck, or fuck you. World of Warcraft is do what I tell you to do, and fuck you. So, these are the two extremes. Maybe we can find common ground in the middle. I would say, perhaps, no, you know what, Final Fantasy XIV does have some good shit, in my opinion, because you have the, you can farm for Orchestrions, right? You can go out there to farm mounts, you can go out there to maybe buy another house or something, you know, decorations. You have so many things to do. I would mention PvP, but honestly, I won't, because in my opinion, I believe that PvP in Final Fantasy XIV is the worst PvP I've played in my fucking life. It is hideous for me. I hated it. People that say that they fixed PvP, they... because, okay, here's the thing. When you compare the utter garbage to normal garbage, the normal garbage seems really good, right? But it isn't. It isn't. It is actually terrible. The PvP in Final Fantasy XIV is fucking dogshit ass garbage. Yes, in my opinion. And I don't think that you could do that. Even though there are some PvP rewards which are kind of good. I don't know the modern, the current rewards that we have right now. But I know that in the past, there was that fucking sick armor that I never bothered to get. Final Fantasy PvP went from dog shit to polished shit. Yeah, that's a very good way to put it, Spectre84. Just doing the deep dungeons can be done for a long time. The server ticks and the OGCDs don't help it. No, they don't. No, they don't. It's I'm gonna be honest, I do PvP because Roulette's, what's his name? You know, Frontlines. Yeah, Frontlines is the name. It is a very good EXP, granted. I like being able to do the MSQ, check out the raids, log in once a week to get my tomes and raid gear piece. Just stop playing until the next patch when I'm done with that. Without feeling the need, I should be constantly logging into for some FOMO like time walks or weekly resets. This person, by the way, Mr. Bird, is he's a WoW gamer. Or she is a WoW gamer. The person is a WoW gamer, okay? Like this guy, I said guy, gender neutral, has experienced both ends of the spectrum. This person has been fucked in the ass by systems. This is what we don't want. At least WoW gamers were very, very skeptical regarding that part, the FOMO, okay? We have a person, Celibins, which I believe is the Bean guy from our stream. If you're here, Bean guy, hello, hi. I usually get to silver or gold in CC and that's it. I never really cared about rank. I only cared about maybe some rewards, but again, it doesn't appeal to me. There's so much more to do though, unless you've been playing for years and years. There's so much to do. Oh, here's the Bean. Nah, I'm Kiwani Beans on YouTube too. Hello, sir. Hi, Noli Flip. Yo, 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 dude. Good to have you here. Good to have you with us. There is so much to do across the game, but more than that, it's okay to take a break, healthy even. That's my argument as well. Not that it's okay to take a break. Of course it's okay to take a break. It's okay to do whatever the fuck you desire, right? But it's healthy. It's healthy to take a break from any game. Go out there, try another game, maybe stop gaming for a while, read a book, you know. And that's good. That's really good. Play more things, and the best thing, you can come back and everything is still there, waiting for you when you're ready. Absolutely, Mr. or Miss Relatia. I agree as well. Hit the nail on the first point, says Dixie Bell. 9 years with a big break for Stormblood, and the game feels empty to me. See, how many games have you guys been playing for 9 years? That's a legitimate question I have for you. There's not a single game that I've been playing for 9 years. I mean, it has been World of Warcraft, but even then, I will take a break. Have you in your life been playing a game non-stop for 9 years? Have you remained subscribed? Have you been playing every single month? Have you done all the content for 9 years? You say I did FF11 for 8 years and now 14 for 9. I guess there's much to do, but the question is if you enjoy those things or not. I enjoyed leveling gold or jobs, agreed. So I did it, but you can't expect every player to level everything. Nolly Flip says 1 or 2 games actually. Do single player games count? Everything counts. Everything counts. Have you been playing a game for 9 years on a daily basis? Have you been playing a game like a fucking, you know, going big dick on the game for 9 years? For me, it isn't the case. Even World of Warcraft, which I have been playing for 14 years, I stopped. I have been taking breaks. Skyrim, I have thousands of hours on Skyrim. I took a break. Elden Ring, I have hundreds of hours on Elden Ring already. Took a break. I won't play every day. I will play some weeks on, weeks off, days on, days off. I will do a second playthrough here on stream. What other games do I have that I'm thinking about? Probably not many, right? You said that you have been replaying every Mass Effect and Dragon Age games since 2007 every year. Yeah, but every year, not every day, right? Like, not constantly. I've been playing Elite Dangerous for about 2 years straight. Okay. I will never forgive FDev. I don't know what that means. I don't know what FDev means. So we're gonna skip my content, my comment. My comment I'm doing here is like, I tell these people, like, as I said, guys, in the past, I will always be honest and transparent with you. I really like the discussion you and the people responding to your comment are having, to the extent I'm going to address it tomorrow on stream, the thing that we're doing right here, you know. I've never thought about talking about your criticism about the game. I've been focusing on my criticism, and this is where I'm doing a meme, you know. Cheers, mate, you gave me an idea, and my head is shining even more bright than normal. You guys know the light bulbs, which when you turn on the light, you know, the poof. And yeah, kind of like a light bulb, you know. My head is fucking glowing, you know. Scam Citizen moment. I don't know that studio. I don't know the studio at all. Lo, that's what I asked first, that you were a long time veteran of the game, then you would of course feel the way you do about the content not being plentiful because you have done most you want of it. Absolutely. This is, you have done it. You have extinguished the flame, man. You have extinguished the flame. You have done all the content, and by doing all the content, you have no more content to do because you did all the content. The downside, right? Because you can do the content because you love the content, but when you're done with the content. So there's no more content, and you're left there not knowing what to do with the game. It's a good feeling. cherish it, I would say, Dixie Bell. Cherish it. Be like, you know what? I did that. Lay back in your chair. Think about what you've done. Think about all the memories. Maybe try out some new game plus. Maybe you've missed some details. Or maybe, you know what? Just unsubscribe. Unironically, unsubscribe. For the first time in 9 years. Try something else. I don't know. Yeah, it's how... yeah, it is how it is for most MMOs, unfortunately. The main reason I keep playing is my free company. I want to take a pause here. Guilds in MMOs make or break a game. Communities in MMOs make or break a game. And, well, I'm trying to foster a community here. Not necessarily in-game, but in general, as a fucking group, you know, all of us together. The thing is, when you have people around you, you have that extra reason to log in. You have that extra reason to log in and play with them. It doesn't matter if you just do it, you know, like competitive, or if you do endgame, or if you do whatever, you know. But I just fucking love being surrounded by people, by my audience, by my fucking, you know, company, by my guilds, by my friends, by everybody, you know. I fucking dig that. That's why I play MMOs. I just wish at some point they would add long-lasting content into the game. Something that gets expanded upon regularly. How would you guys feel about, and that's a legitimate question, okay? Stick with me. How would you guys feel like a Torghast being added into Final Fantasy XIV? Not Torghast itself. Torghast sucked dick. It was improved later on down the line, but something like... You guys have already have this, right? Palace of the Dead, Heaven on High. What if there was an extra implementation of that, you know? Something that you could just go in and work as a solo player. For cosmetic effects, not necessarily gear. You could also have some gear, I guess. Like maybe some gear that you become stronger. If you do, like, you do this fucking content, and the gear that you get makes you stronger for that type of content. We are getting it. Next patch. What you mean? Oh, I did not know that. Deep dungeons are kind of like that. The problem with the dungeons is that they take a very long time. We're getting a new one soon. Now. Okay, I see. I mean, this is good though, right? I mean, Spectre 84, you say that they take very long time. And this guy wants something that takes very long time. So I'm thinking that even though it may not appeal necessarily to you, I'm not saying that it doesn't, I'm saying that it may not appeal to you, it appeals to this person. So you're being inclusive towards that guy, right? So, you know, that's good. Okay, you are extra inclusive, I guess. G.I. Jean says, I want to say World of Warcraft in the beginning. I played non-stop for the first 10 or so years, but after my guild disbanded, I was done. Yeah, the sense of community was gone, and you felt alone in an open world game, in a fucking MMO game, and you're like, you know what, fuck that, I had enough. I've been there in the past. Yeah, I mean, it's just not something you just jump into and drop as you wish. Yes, of course. But it is a long-lasting comment. Not comment, silly me. Content. Now, WoW, everywhere I see you is doing his complaint. Mr. Garulf, come on, don't, man. Like, don't be negative to my guy. There is no reason to... Nothing seems to satisfy you. Like, what good can come out of this? I'm gonna read this, okay? I'm gonna read this comment to all of you guys. This is the type of comments that I don't really appreciate being tossed around the community. Not that I'm bashing Mr. or Miss Garulf right here, but I don't think that there is something to get from this comment. Wow, everywhere I see you, everywhere I see you, all you do is complain. Nothing seems to satisfy you. But from what I hear, you don't even finish every content put out there by the devs. You're so funny. I don't see anything positive coming from a comment like that. Like, you're not offering some criticism. You're just bashing on the other person. I don't dig that. I don't dig that. What we will read now is a message from Eagle Ceres, who we have here on Twitch as well, and I will read your live message as well. You said that many people do ignore how great video games are for tangential. What does tangential learning means? Can you explain on Twitch? Small references to real-life cultures go a long way when they pique the interest in young gamers. And you need to finish every content they put out. We are different and we enjoy different things too. There is nothing constructive said. Exactly, yes. This is why I don't enjoy Garulf's comment personally. What I hate about Palace of the Dead, you say, the 1H, is stepping on a landmine followed by silence trap. I have never done Palace of the Dead. And if I were to even try it, I would want you guys to boost me in it. I don't want... I mean, here's the thing though. It does have a very, very fun title. You know, The Necromancer, if I recall correctly. I can tell when you're talking shit, but I can also tell you why. Palace in itself is a boost. Oh, okay, got it. I see. Deep dungeons have their own weapon armor system separate from the PvE. MSQ raid gear. PvP has stats homogenized. Too homogenized, in my opinion, for PvP. But I'm not going to deep dive into the PvP because would I give an opinion regarding something that I believe is fundamentally dogshit? No. Because here's the thing. If it appeals to the player base, or to a portion of the player base, I believe that that group of people should give their opinion regarding that matter, not me. Because it does not appeal to me, I cannot criticize it. I cannot tell you, you know what, you should not homogenize the gear. Because I believe that the entirety of it is dogshit. So my point will be just fucking, you know, obsolete. Tangential learning is like when you see relic weapons with famous names, Excalibur, Masamune, and you, the player, get curious about the real-life mythological source it comes from. I see. Yeah, this is something that they actually do in Final Fantasy XIV. I noticed that as a Greek person, with many Greek words in Endwalker. I noticed that with Sherlayan and the architecture. I noticed that with... I'm not Hindu, and I don't get the Hindu references, right? But I did notice that there is... The game motivates you to learn more about the Hindu religion, about the Hindu customs, the Hindu, like, gods and shit, right? So, with Thavnir, of course, with Rajathan, and the Persian customs with Thavnir in general, like, not necessarily Rajathan, but, you know, the area over there. I liked it. Final Fantasy XIV does a very, very good... not thing, it just inspires you, it motivates you to go out there and learn about the real-life world, you know? Palace of the Dead says Bodrick is a good way to pick into jobs since it's boosted so fast you can get your 60 rotation fast. I see. So it's like a leveling. I will always do leveling with roulettes. I want something, when I level up my ults, I want something brain dead. Something that I can do like content creation in one screen, and I can just do mindless shit on the other. Yeah, on the other end, I think that PvP should be completely gear dependent, as it is now. Oh, gear independent. No, gear independent is one thing, and I agree with that. But I would love the fucking possibility to have extra stats, and you to be able to decide which stats you want to play with. Palace Spinning Brain Dead. If you are just using it to level, you just spam 51 to 60. I see. They wear feathers and shit. They wear feathers? Who wear feathers and shit? You mean the Kazal? Not Kazal, sorry. The Satrap? I have one. I have one. A true waste. A true waste. Anyway, we're gonna read a few more of your comments in other videos because I think that there were just a few other comments that I wanted to address, a few other criticisms. Shiny, you're not alone. This one. This is the comment that I wanted to see. Hold up. So it's in Endwalker Day 7. Let's go over there to that video, Endwalker Day 7, and see it ourselves. Analytics. No, not analytics. What the fuck? Where am I even going? I want the Endwalker Day 7. I apologize for this delay, guys, but it is what it is, right? This is the comment that I wanted to read. It's a long one. It's a big comment, so you guys bear with me. By the way, you guys say on the Rajathan topic, yeah, make a bit more Dota-like. It would be interesting. Oh, you mean Palace of the Dead? I see. Another example of tangential learning is in Shadowbringers. Amorot is reference to the novel Utopia. I did not know that. Eagle Ceres. This is something for the community out there. You guys should learn about this. The one-edge decision in PvP gearing is going to lead to meta-slaving. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with some meta-slaving? What's wrong with some creativity of the player base? I don't necessarily see the issue there, the one-edge. It would be interesting to get items for or power-ups in PvP, and they may do that within a new CC map. At least we saw treasure piles, I see. But with at least a new PvP and the CC, they have done a very good foundation. And it's popular enough to put resources in it. You say PvP was more or less dead before. Creativity, meta, two different things. Not necessarily. Because creativity can inspire the meta. And meta can inspire creativity. And you can never know. Here's the good thing. If you're playing the meta, you're only one nerf away from it changing, right? Whereas if you play something that you enjoy playing, for example, how many people compete for the top 0.01%, right? The people that compete for the 0.01% are meta slaves, yes. But literally everybody else can go and be creative, okay? Now, I want to address this part of this comment posted by KFFK 19 hours ago. I responded to this guy. I gave him my opinion. You know, I wanted to address this on live on Twitch because I think that this criticism, in my opinion, is very valid. Okay? And I will explain why I feel like this. So, he says that I am not alone in that mindset. He's around level 88 of MSQ, and yes, he is burned out, okay? He hasn't played any 1 hour in 2 weeks because Endwalker, he finds Endwalker boring and super unclimate for him. And he says that it killed his love for the game. Now, we're gonna jump and see why he believes how he feels. It's not a sad and it's not a horror story, like some try to paint it, okay? Almost all the things he sees in MSQ, he predicted on the start of the expansion, so this is boring. Okay, maybe he did a very valid prediction. My prediction, by the way, is that we're gonna kill Zodiark. I foresaw that, and we're gonna kill Hydaelyn. I believe we're gonna be doing that in the future. And right now, I speculate that we're going to be killing the bitch that is doing the Void, because I'm starting to believe that. So you know that in Ascians, you know, in the first times, something sparked this ether imbalance and the world started going to shit, right? I wonder who the fuck did that. Oh, if it has been a person, and if it has been a person, maybe it's not Hydaelyn the one that's responsible for that, and maybe that is the person that we are going to be killing in the end. For example, when you see the moon after you kill Zodiark, what happens? Black screen, and it says, ah, at last. Her voice, I thought it was Hydaelyn. But after watching one of my videos again, I realized that it may not be Hydaelyn. It might be someone else, you know? And seeing all these beasts, the Terminus beasts, having all these mouths and shit, you know, the blasphemies, made me realize that maybe there is someone else out there. Some void creature that wants to consume, to devour the world. Like, unironically Void Lords, but, you know, written properly, in direct contrast to World of Warcraft's Void Lords, which... okay? So we'll see. Now, getting back into what the guy feels, he says that he tried to fight with this, but the very first stop point was this moment when they play the shit, I can take your body for fun. I, King Shiny, am not particularly fond of that concept. I find it boring writing, okay? Like, this is my criticism. This comment, I had my expectations met. Bad game out of 10. I don't know if I can oversimplify it like this, Bodrick. After all, he's giving his opinion, he's giving his criticism. It's not if he has his expectations met. What if you go into a dark alley and you know that you're gonna get kicked in the dick, and you go into the dark alley and you get kicked in the dick, right? You did not enjoy the experience even though you foresaw it because you got kicked in the dick, right? As soon as WoW people came over to 14, people started talking about race stats for jobs. I hate it. I hate it here. Please go back to WoW. I mean, it is what it is. And it's not about WoW gamers, I think. People intermingle with one another. In the end, the communities will bastardize themselves, and the product, the outcome will either be very, very positive or very, very negative. It depends. Speaking of meta, says Eagle Series, back in Heaven's Ward, the teams trying for World First, Alexander Savage, not EA, had meta team compositions, but the top teams had suboptimal setups because many of them said, I just like my main job more than the meta. Exactly. Exactly. Dude, listen. I love Reaper. I love Samurai. I love Paladin. Paladin is the worst tank, you guys told me. I love Paladin. If I'm gonna do content as a fucking tank, I will do it as Paladin. I give a fuck if it's the worst. If it's the worst tank, I like it. I like the sword and board playstyle, right? At the same time, I don't give a fuck if Reaper gets nerfed. I will play Reaper. And if Reaper gets nerfed to the ground, which I don't believe is going to happen, I will just swap into Samurai. Or Dragoon. Maybe? Maybe Dragoon? Most likely Samurai. I fucking dig Samurai. Bring back I-10. Anywho, I do find this guy's criticism, KFFK, this part where he says, I take the body for fun. He did not like that. I did not like that either. I personally find it very lazy writing. Very boring, in my opinion. Yoink and twist, like yoink. Anyway, Square Enix dropped the ball, he says, much more deeper in the mud than the whole 2.0. I personally disagree with that. Let's see why he says that. It's boring in some moments without logic and too happy, even if this called empty places. Let's see why he believes it's boring, okay? Kai-10, yes, we want Kai-10 back, okay? Don't worry, Reaper is already bad. It's not. I love it. Well, it wasn't just for fun. They were also buying time for themselves. Kaiten was a terrible skill and we're better off without it. Fuck you, suck on my dick. We want Kaiten back. Okay? But yeah, if you find it annoying, I won't be able to persuade you otherwise. Yeah. Listen. I get that they are trying to do whatever they're trying to do. If you are talking about the whole body mind control thing, okay? This guy has a very solid argument, and I will read his arguments right now, and I will address the chat after this. He says that whole Endwalker in some places too much speeded up for story, true, and on the other hand some parts of the story is extended like old-fashioned soap operas for mindless people. I have noticed that as well, like you could have just... You can skip a lot of Endwalker MSQ and get to the fucking conclusion. For example, we could have prevented Ahaiwon's death. It could have happened. I don't know why the Warrior of Light was just looking around why the guy was going and eaten alive, right? Why did we not try to save them? Why is my character in many cutscenes, in many cinematics? Huh? Ah? What's happening, dude? I don't like this. I want the Warrior of Light to be way more active. Like, after all, you are a Warrior of Light. You're not an Observer of Light, right? This made that whole story soulless like the Guardian body right now. Okay, that's an interesting comparison. And don't try to play the lunatic fanatic logic where everything is perfect, because it's not. Okay, nothing is perfect, sure. If you all look at the whole situation from distance, you will find it funny. Okay, hold up, let's see. Because that your Guardian body almost that crawled to place where all Science and Xenos. Oh, so what he's saying is that Xenos was able to walk in your body and teleport there if you wanted, but you were just literally crawling there, and you reached around the same time that he did. Yeah, that doesn't make sense if you think about it, right? Like this, I had not thought of this myself, and this guy made me think about it last night when I actually read his comment. How is this possible that, you know, Xenos fucking gets your body, he goes into the Scions, he has this opportunity to kill them, and he's like Pepega. He went Pepega. He didn't manipulate anyone. He didn't attack anyone. And the one time that he just decided to fucking attack, you have already reached there. How? You were in a weak body, through fucking hell, crawling all the way there after a fight. Was this guy... What did this guy just stop around the corner to masturbate and something? I don't know. I don't get it, okay? Like, this is solid criticism. And I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this, you know? In the middle of the fight with... Alright, he says in a good storytelling, it could be that you come there when Xenos was already in the middle of fight with Science. True, not almost the same moment when you come there. You would be lying log on the ground. You would be useless in the whole fight, only try to look what is going there. What's happening there, right? It's an almost dead body. It's only... it's only one of many moments that when you see that the Endwalker story is super weak, he says... Earlier and after, you would see much more of these weak points of the whole story, in his opinion. Let me address the comments in the chat. You say that because he was on the other end of the square copium. His plan with your body was Mega Pepega. I don't know why anyone is defending that. So you guys are also showing criticism towards that moment. Yeah, but let's not forget that Xenos is extremely obsessed with competition. He could have just teleported to your friends and killed a few, but then there is zero sport in that. He had to give a chance to you. Let me address your comment, Spectre84. If he had killed one or two of my friends, let's say that he killed my favorite Scion, let's say that he kills Alizé, okay? Or he very, very seriously injures her. My character would feel immense amounts of hatred, right? So he would go out of her way, because I'm playing a female character, right? To kill him, to get him, to destroy him, to demolish him, to fucking consume him, right? You would have this fucking rage, this hatred. But he didn't. He's there. What? Yeah. You know, and he gives this smug fucking response and shit. So this is just fucking stupid to me. It was shorthand to get you in the Guardian mindset. Xenos doesn't care about fighting anyone but you. Yes, but by killing them, he will make me more inclined to fight them. Also, why can't I act instead of observe? Could be constructed downstream as why do I allow any villain to monologue? He is trying to irritate the world, right, and provoke, but there is more to see on that. And wouldn't harm your friends, you say, unless you're here to see it because he wants to make you snap, so you fight him seriously. Yes, but dude, it doesn't make sense. If I come into your house, I'm going to assume you have a sister, okay? If I come into your house and beat the living shit out of your sister and leave, and you return to your house and your sister tells you, you know what, this baldy ass bitch beat me almost to death, you're gonna come to my house and kill me. This is how it works. You don't have to witness me beating the living fuck out of your sister in order to want to kill me. You can learn it afterwards. The whole concept of phones fucking works. The whole concept of, you know, I'm telling you what happened fucking works, you know? Not to mention that we have the echo, and we can just get the PTSD echo shit on drugs, you know, like crystal meth and shit, and we can see what happened. Like, we already have that bridge. I don't necessarily understand why they had to go with this way. So you say he was just playing a game? Like when Xenos on the moon was all, no, you aren't even noticing me, senpai. Yes, but you would have noticed him. If he had injured one of the Scions, you would have noticed him on the moon. You'd be like, you know what? Fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up, you know? You can see loopholes. Are we deep diving into this? Are we being nitpicky? Maybe, but here's the thing, okay? When a game like Final Fantasy XIV, read up, I did read your comment about the sport. Here's the thing. When a game like Final Fantasy XIV exists out there, and the writing is so phenomenal, the bar goes very, very high. And when the bar goes very, very high, you have criticism like the one we're giving right now. There's this guy and me. You know, some of you agree with me, some of you disagree with me, and that's good. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, right? And I would never just try to change someone's opinion or someone's perception of the story. You guys feel however you feel, it's good. I want variety. The more brains in a room, the more lore rich the room is going to have. Everybody's gonna say some extra shit. For example, like one of my favorite commenters on YouTube, Navi, what's her name actually? Navi something, you know? Navi. Wait, the phone is actually smacking like crazy. Forgive me for this. She always has some very good comments to type, and I enjoy that because her perspective is way different than mine, and it enriches my lore. So the 1H says that I think there is also a fundamental misconception from people coming from a Western RPG background. That could be the case. JRPGs don't offer much player choice generally, for better or for worse. Extend all 14 choices is choosing how your Warrior of Light is gonna emote in the cutscene. True, you are limited. I think it's totally within Xenos' personality. He was buying time, so he made the game with you so that he can enjoy with his fire enemy. I don't know. It is an argument. It is an argument. Spectre 84, yours is a very solid argument. I don't see it. Frenemy. Yeah, I get it. Frenemy. Friend and enemy. Okay, got it. I don't feel like that. I respect your argument. It's a very solid argument. I don't feel like that. I feel that he was being stupid because in Ralg's Reach, let's go back to Stormblood, right? In Ralg's Reach, he almost killed Stola. He almost killed your friends. He actually killed some of your friends, right? So why couldn't he kill some of your friends now or try to kill some of your friends now and even almost mortally wound them, right? He has done that before. It is in his personality. He wants to trigger you. Back then, he didn't care about you. Yeah, but he cared about the revolution, about to spark up this part. You know, you first prove yourself to him in Yangsha. Yes, very much agreed. But he could spark more emotion like this. That's my take. So he says that in his opinion is the lowest of all 14's expansion. This person on YouTube, KFFK. Okay, he says that he could make some. If he were to rank them, he would say that ARR and past 2.x is 5 out of 10. I could put personally ARR at 7 out of 10. I quite enjoyed ARR. Maybe the 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 were not as fun, so maybe that will take them. No, you know what? Not 7 out of 10. Let's take it to 6 out of 10. Heavensward I would put in 6 out of 10, maybe 5 out of 10. Because it had its moments, but for me, I forgot about it. And I want content that is memorable. 4.x, also known as Stormblood, I would give a 9 out of 10 by Final Fantasy XIV standards. I adored it, I loved it. Okay, you know what? 8 out of 10 because of Liz and Rabanastor, okay? Shadowbringers... How many of you, having completed Endwalker, how many of you feel that Shadowbringers was the peak for Final Fantasy XIV? I'm really curious. I want to see what you guys think about this part. You say that even in Ralg's Reach, when he spared the resistance just for sport, yes, but he did kill some of them. He was just mortal back then, true. Back then he had a job to do. You mean now? Maybe? Now he just wants to fight Warrior of Light because that's the only thing that has ever made him feel alive. Yeah, he does address that part into the story. For me, personally, even though Stormblood was my favorite expansion, I think Shadowbringers was peak Final Fantasy XIV. Now, keep in mind that I have completed the quest that unlocks me the Aetherite and the Ether Shard, the Ether Current. Yeah. The Ether Current in Thavnir, okay? Which means I am still at level 85, almost level 86 quests, okay? So, that means that my opinion is not complete, okay? It will probably be complete once I finish Endwalker, but up until this point, I can see, like, you know, ARR starting, progressively Heavensward becoming better, Stormblood becoming better, as a whole, as a total, you know? Shadowbringers becoming better, and then you have Endwalker, which is for the first time that, up to what I'm doing right now, I can see it being worse than Shadowbringers. You guys said that Shadowbringers was a huge peak, but for me, it's been a long story series ARR, I see. I've rewatched Endwalker more than Shadowbringers. Endwalker is just a Scion anime, and the World of Light is not as important. So would you compare Endwalker to Stormblood more than you would Shadowbringers? Because in Stormblood, the Warrior of Light does take a more background, more of a background character, you know? TLDR, Shadowbringers is better as a standalone expansion, but you can't just Endwalker as a standalone expansion. You can't? I will read your... Okay, my father decided to scream. Okay, he does that. We are blood brothers from now on, the 1H. Shadowbringers is... Oh, so you guys are literally saying the same thing. Okay, wholesome bromance right here, guys. I don't know, man. I don't know, like... Endwalker hasn't had this extra for me up to this point. Endwalker ties it all up and it builds off all the flavors until then. I see. Here's a criticism for Endwalker. We're unable to capsulize things like this, people who are piled. Here's the thing. What this reminds me is when MMO players say that play 100 hours of the MMO and then it gets fun. But what about the first 100 hours? What about the first time that it's not really fun? Why would the player, in this case, Mr. FKKF, or KFFK, sorry, why would she power through this? Why would I power through this? Why would anybody power through this? If you don't enjoy the questline from 80 to 85, why would you go on and do that? If 85 to 90 is much better, why not start with 85 to 90? Skipping to Endwalker would have been absolute dogshit because it leans on everything that happened before. Of course, we're not skipping. We don't have skippers in the chat. Yeah, but it's personal. I enjoyed Endwalker since the first hour. I see. The whole things I didn't enjoy were the follow missions. Oh, I actually enjoyed the follow missions. Spectre 84, you're the polar opposite to me. Faith, they'll address my questions, and that the stuff I didn't like will be relevant at some point. Huh. Okay, that's an interesting part that kept you going from 80 to 90. Kiwanimi means beans. The Mr. Bean guy says he uninstalled World of Warcraft and installed Guild Wars 2. Of course, this is off topic, but he says that he feels free. You are free even though, bitch, why the fuck would you uninstall today the Dragonflight drops? Anyway, guys, I will upload this later on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, honestly, give me your opinions. I was not talking shit when I said that I'm reading all of your comments. I was not bluffing. I was not lying to you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you ever. Give me your opinions in the comments down below. Like the video if you liked it. Don't like the video. Dislike it if you didn't like it. Sub if you feel like subscribing. We're actually going to, I don't know, like I like the number going up personally, right? And yeah, but no matter what, even if you don't like the video, even if you dislike the video, even if you don't sub, I don't give a fuck about these things. Give me a comment. Give me a comment because I want to read it. I want discussions like this. It has been years upon years ever since I cared enough about an MMO to have a conversation like this, sorry, with you, the people on YouTube, and with you, the people on Twitch. That's the things I have to say about this matter. Thank you for being a part of the community, by the way. I truly appreciate that. I never thought that we would be hitting the numbers that we are actually hitting in this year. We are popping off, and I am truly appreciative of that. I really thank you guys, like, for real. Okay, that's where we're gonna leave it, okay?